everyone, it's Peter again, and today I'm going to bring you my second multiplayer battle on Rome Total War. Once again, I'm going to be showcasing the tactics available after the Ancient Wars episode I made. So obviously I'm going to be using the Phalanx Infantry, followed by the Heavy Infantry, which are going to be the flexible unit, while I've got this solid line of spears at the front. I also have brought some archers and a larger portion of cavalry into this one, and some companion cavalry on the right to act as a nuisance, and some more cataphracts act as my hammer blow. This is because there was slightly larger funds in his battles last time. So my enemy obviously has a huge, playing Egypt, has a huge bunch of archers which are incredibly strong. So I send my my normal archers just in the front to try and take some of that hit and not waste some of the enemy arrows on them instead of my heavier infantry, which is my strong point. I then start sending my companion cavalry down the right wing to try and act as a distracting formation, and bring my companion up to the left, because he doesn't seem to be too aggressive with his cavalry on the wings, so I'm going to try and take advantage of that. So at the moment I'm kind of maneuvering my companion and letting my archers get just fire, but basically just die horribly, because obviously his archers are so much better, and mine are just being picked to shreds. I mean, if you look, they're hardly taking any hits. But yeah, my companion cavalry at this point is far enough behind that I can start to think about using something. This battle is not going to go well in my favour. His archers, if I let them, will tear my army apart, so I'm not going to let them do that. I'm just going to go straight forward with my infantry. I'm going to do an all full out frontal assault on their line. Now, to avoid taking mass casualties on the march over from my phalanx, I'm going to do the smart thing, and I'm going to charge one of my companion cavalry in and force his archers to move. So I'm going to force his archers so that they can't actually keep firing on my own men. So as you can see, instead of firing, they're going to have to pull back away from my cavalry threat. So I'm just going to run them down the line and stop them from firing at my infantry. While I'm doing this, I'm going to also bring up my legionnaires as the supporting elements, and I'm going to start moving my cataphracts up for that battle. We're just going to get tied in. Now, the first contact there was my companion cavalry taking on his Egyptian general, but I didn't want that fight because it was far too close to his spears and he had all the support, so I just pulled them out, and I'm just going to use them as a flanking force. But as you can see here, his archers inflict mass casualties on my men just because in one volley, because they're that powerful. So at this point I'm saying, right, I need to get those archers out of the game, so they're not all of them are firing on my infantry. So I just charge those in just to kind of pin them down for just a little bit longer, because as you saw, they did horrible damage. So that's got them pinned down just for a few more seconds, just so I can move my infantry up. At this point he says, right, I've had enough of this companion cavalry nonsense, and decides sending all of his forces against my one companion cavalry is a great idea. So that means all of his cavalry is tied up in one fight over here, which is going to last for, I don't know, 30 seconds. So obviously I'm not going to win, but all of his cavalry is over there, while I have my companion cavalry coming up the left. I have my infantry just moving into center. My infantry could have been outflanked by these cavalry units, but no, that's not what's going to happen. I'm going to send my legionnaires. They're going to throw their pilum in, they're going to take casualties from my pilum, and then straight after my phalanx is going to hit them. So as you can see, the pilum are going to start raining in as my phalanx moves to meet the enemy, which is just fantastic, because they're going to start taking hits in their formation while I'm just moving in, and I'm going to just decimate them. Well, more than decimate them, because that's only 1 in 10. I'm gonna kill almost all of them. At this point, I send my cavalry in to try and tie his cavalry down, hoping that he's gonna pull these guys back and put them into the fight, which he does. And he doesn't even try to outflank; he just kind of sends them head on. He also, for some reason, sends his archers into that fight, and I'm not entirely sure why, because it means I can just start cutting them down. Now, this is why I brought the cataphracts, because they are fantastic. You don't really want to use them like you would use normal heavy cavalry. You want to use them like you'd use heavy infantry. They're fantastic for pinning down an enemy and standing still and hacking at them with their huge heavy armor and their huge heavy weapons. These cavalry would be better off doing hammer and anvil and trying to get around the back, but instead they're just going to play to my strength and put a bog down in a bit of a weakness. He even had chariots which do horrible things to cavalry, but unfortunately because of this fight they're not going to have any room to maneuver, and I swiftly bring in more infantry to just take them out. this is the entire fight as it is at the moment, and I've obviously started beating his army, and I'm sending my legionaries through the gaps in his forces. I've outflanked on the right hand side using my legionaries, so that's using the strength of the phalanx combined with the flexibleness of the heavy infantry there, and I've just completely annihilated his army. This proves once again this tactic is actually a very strong one, and combining the more modern Roman heavy infantry tactics with the old phalanx units actually is a very, very good idea. And you'll see it at death. The kills to death is fantastic. Obviously I lost the companion cavalry. They didn't do too much for their kills. However, they did fantastic help in just distracting the enemy and getting them away, so I could actually move in and take out the majority of his forces. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. This has been Peter on Rome Total War, and I hope to see you again soon.